Okay, today we're going to talk about closet augers. And I'm kind of surprised at the number of people who don't know what they are, but that's why we're doing this video. I picked up this one I wanted to show you. This was the church's closet auger before I bought this. This one is a joke. And compare this size so don't, if you're going to buy one for yourself, don't buy one of these. They're just junk compared to this from Home Depot, the rigid closet auger. They work the same way. Sorry about that. But I'm going to show you the basic operation of this before we actually go into the lavatory and put it to use. But they make two versions of this, a 3-foot and a 6-foot. And the 6-foot is the one to get, and I'll show you why. That one that I just threw down there is a 3-foot, and it might do some good. But so the cable attaches here, kind of a plastic clip, and then this would be kind of a standard length of the auger. And you'll see when I go into the bathroom to actually put it in the toilet bowl, you got to have the auger part all the way back before you stick it in the bowl. Then the great feature of this one that makes it into a 6-foot rather than a 3-foot is right up here is a little, I don't know, spring thing. And there's this cable that you see out here goes all the way up here, so it is 6 foot long. And so when I'm in the bowl, I will put it in here, and I'll put this in here to get the 3-foot out, and I may have to turn it around to snake it through the bowl. But then I'll back this out a little bit of the way, press this spring-loaded button, and pull this out. Sometimes it might fight you a little bit. There it goes. Okay, so now the spring thing disappeared, which is what it's supposed to do. Now it's freed up in here, and it will lock in down here. There, you hear that click? So now this that was up here is now down here. And now, look at this. Now you've got a 6-foot auger that can go a lot further through the sewer system than just a 3-foot one. And if you're using this in a home, most of your toilets are going to be within 4 or 5 feet of your stack. And so you can get cleared out all the way to the big pipe for your stack, and which is what makes the huge difference between this one and that little auger that I showed you. And then to put it back together again, then you press the button here and get that. I'm going to put my foot down here to kind of hold that cable, and you get that back up through the rest of this. So this is why you want to wear gloves. I won't be doing this in the toilet. When you have the toilet bowl to work with, it's a little bit easier. But I wanted to show you exactly what's going on here. And there. So now when I push this in here, that button that was down here is now up here locked. So now we can pull this out, and we're ready to head for the lavatory to go actually use this. Thank you. Okay, so here we are in the lavatory. And so I've got, notice, and you can swing the camera over here to me, Missy. So I've got this arm all the way out, so make sure you get out the door. Of course, this bathroom is really small. Other bathrooms, like the one next door, whatever, upstairs, you'll have more room. But so, okay, you can go focus. So then when you got the cable all the way inside the housing, then you just stick this in here. And here is probably the most critical thing that took me a while to learn, trying to do this at home. You have to have the auger at this, I'll stand back here, and you can, at this angle, so it's practically touching the front of the toilet bowl, because it needs that kind of an angle, because the first channel in here, it goes up. And so to get the cable moving, you need to have this down as much as you can. So then you can just push this in. You can do it straight as much as you can, but now see it stop there, it won't go any further. Then you rotate this There. You hear how that, it was giving me quite a bit of resistance. I don't think there was a blockage. But now once I get it through that initial resistance, you can do this, and it just gets hung up on some of the curves of the channel in there, I think. It will eventually go. There, takes some patience. But now we want to get the full 6 foot length of cable. So I just bring this out here enough, and so I can push the button. So now I'll push the button for that. There, so now that disappeared. So now that's freed. I want to bring this out all the way. And so I'm watching for that button now to come through. Oh, there it goes. So now I can put that back in. So now, rotating it, make sure you don't hit your hand on the door like I just did. So now, all that 6 foot length of auger that you saw on the floor out there is now going through the plumbing system. And again, you might have to crank it. It's made for that. Again, another beautiful thing about this closet auger, really good handles for you to grab onto. And if you've done that enough like that, that's probably good enough. Then you bring it out. Again, you press the button on this because you want to get that up on this end. Again, I get it in the 3 foot mode again. There we go. So hopefully you're seeing why you really want to wear gloves, and probably even a double layer of gloves. Okay, and now if you look at this, the spring-loaded button did come up here. So now I can just bring this out of the toilet, and then I can pull on this, because what I want to do is get it up in here, and for transporting it back to wherever your closet or whatever it is, you're going to want to put some paper towel under this to catch drips. You don't want to drip this sewer water on the floor, obviously. And that's pretty much all there is to using a closet auger. Now, depending on your clog, it might take more work of augering to get that cleared, but a lot of times once you get it in place and in contact, just a good shove or two will work. Now, this past Sunday, the problem we had, this toilet was all blocked up. The plunger wouldn't phase it. As Missy can attest, she was there. So then I had to take this, and since we had 3 toilets in a row, I used the auger on each hole down the line, and it wasn't until I got to the last toilet and had this out of the 6 foot extension that it finally came in contact with whatever someone put down the toilet that they shouldn't have, that clogged it, and then it pushed the clog out of the way. As soon as I did that, the water in all 3 toilets went down. We knew the clog was cleared, and so it worked. So that's how to use this wonderful rigid closet auger from Home Depot. In my opinion, every homeowner should have one of these, and that's why we have it at church. Thanks for watching.